Now, one of the things that affects the poor the most is when there's a natural disaster, and we expect more and more of this as climate change effects start to happen. What's the role of microcredit in alleviating that kind of suffering?
I come from Bangladesh. We are at the front line of global degradation of environment. Bangladesh is a flat country. About 1/4 of Bangladesh landmass is under 1 meter above the sea level. So we have land which is few inches above the sea level, or 1 foot or 2 feet above the sea level. So gradually sea level is rising. I mean, there's no dispute about sea level rising. In Bangladesh, we see it on an average of about 8 millimeters per year rising of the sea level. So each year, a part of Bangladesh is sliding into the waters because of the rising water. So we need to figure out how to overcome. We can help people to help themselves overcome their poverty. But this is beyond the control of Bangladesh, beyond the control of microfinance. It's a global issue. So we have to build this global issue to everybody's attention. It's coming from one big source, is the lifestyle issue, how we live on this planet. So we should be teaching our young generation that our lifestyle should not be in such a way that my lifestyle should take away the pleasure of living on this planet or endanger his or her life, so that I don't feel guilty that I'm doing something which hurts somebody else. So how to do that? We have to discover together so that we have a better life for ourselves. But for temporary things like floods and things, which is also related to global warming, we are having more frequent floods now, more intensive flood than we had before. But there we can support. Microfinance comes in very handy after everything is washed out, your microcredit loan is gone, your assets are gone. We come back with microcredit through Grameen Bank, through other microcredit programs, so that they can start life all over again. And they don't feel that frustration that we built everything, now we come back to square one again. It doesn't happen to them. Even if we did come back, we know how to get back to it again. So that courage we have. When we have standard disaster fighting policy, coping policy. So people are aware of that. So they, as soon as it happens, they go through 1, 2, 3 and move on. So that instead of just regretting that or feeling sorry for themselves that something that happened. So that coping capacity is it's tremendously enhanced with the microcredit programs.
Now you mentioned the consumerist lifestyle as being one of the causes. Do you see the direction of globalization, which is pushing that essentially Western lifestyle, as being one of the problems that we have to deal with? I know you've had interactions with the World Bank over the years. What's your view on the direction of globalization?
Yeah, globalization is carrying this lifestyle also to the newly emerging nations. As they get rich, as they come out of poverty, they want to imitate the good lifestyle of the West. And that good lifestyle is not very friendly to the environment that we have. So the changing of lifestyle and addressing this issue more seriously in the West is important, because not only your lifestyle is harming somebody else, your lifestyle is encouraging others to imitate that lifestyle and then make the problem more serious. So we need to get together so that we can come to a compromise everywhere, that this is how we live, so that we don't give the wrong kind of ideas to newly emerging nations. We don't have to have cars and big cars and gas guzzlers and one car and the second car and the third car or whatever. All the things that we have done in the past, I don't think we can continue with that. So we have to realize that and come back. How to depend more on renewable energy, how to live a life which doesn't create those crises, greenhouse gas emissions and so on. How to kind of cut off the kind of wastefulness that we built into our lifestyle. We buy one toy for our kids, and then soon we see the whole room filled with toys, and a child has no chance even to unpack those, every one of them. Probably unpacked one and looked at it and then put the next one, never came back to the first one. But it goes on, and in the process we are using up non-renewable resources in the world for everything that we do. So how do we go back to that, so that whatever is a non-renewable, it's not only for me, it's for others in the world today, and it's not for all of us who are on this planet today, it's also for my next generation. So we have to leave things for next generation and the next, rather than we say, here we are, our right is to plunder the whole world as much as we can. We are not plunderers on this planet. We are the resident of this. This is our house. We want to make it safe. We want to make it beautiful, so that when we go, we hand it over to our next generation, and next generation's job would to make it more beautiful and more safe when they hand it over to the next generation. Today we are doing the reverse. We are making it worse, and then hand it over to the next generation with a vengeance, do it worse, still worse. That's not a way to go. So we have to reverse that process, and it's not a difficult one. It starts to realization that yes, this is what we're doing. And then once we realize, actions are available. It's nothing that, oh, this is impossible, we cannot do that. That's not true.